A lot of people have commented and messaged. Okay, hello everyone and welcome back. If you're new, welcome to Busan Basics. I'm Katie and this is where I talk about what it's like living in Busan, South Korea. So today you can see I am in school in the teacher's room, and that is because I'm gonna talk about lesson planning. So many people have commented or messaged me saying that they are thinking about coming to Korea, but they are nervous about lesson planning. So I'm gonna show you an example lesson that I have done, and hopefully that helps. First, I just wanna say, like, when you get here, they're not gonna just throw you to the wolves. They have a textbook that they use, and the teachers will tell you which part of the textbooks they want you to do. So you will have something to base your lesson off of. So I'm gonna show you one of my lesson plans. So let's go. So I'm going to show you an example from my middle school grade 1 textbook. So grade 1 is 7th grade. So let's do lesson 5. So usually, not always, but usually you will be doing the listen and speak sections. So there's listen and speak 1, 2, and then real life talk, or sometimes it's called put it together. So you will do 3 lessons for 1 chapter. Each one has its own key expression. So you can see here it's going to, and then here is when are we going to meet. And then the third one is just putting the 2 together. So let's look at listen and speak 1, going to. So this is my lesson plan. Okay, so here is the lesson plan. Lesson 5, listen and speak 1. So I always start my lesson plans with the key expressions. This way the students know right away what we are going to learn. I read it and then I have them repeat it. That way they're also speaking straight from the start. Make sure you use lots of pictures in your lesson plans, okay? Pictures help so much. I also tell them when to use the phrase. Teaching them the grammar and everything obviously is important, but they need to know, like, culturally, contextually, when it is okay to actually use this phrase. When are they supposed to use this in real life? So then what are you going to do? And then I tell them a future time. So I will give them 2 examples and then I will ask them for examples. So I'll tell them, what are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do next week? What are some more future times? And then I'll write it on the board. Then I give them my other examples. Then I teach them how to answer, I'm going to, and then verb. I ask them, what is a verb? And then I ask them to give me some examples in English. I will write those examples on the board and then make a sentence from those examples. And then I show them my examples. I'm gonna. So this is not in the textbook, but I do like to teach them some native English phrases, because if they go to America or they go to Canada or England, they're gonna hear gonna. So it's important to, throw this kind of stuff in there when you have the chance. I always have a let's practice together. So sometimes I'll read A and I have them read B, or I'll do a read and repeat, whatever I'm kind of feeling that day. But this gets them practicing and speaking and just repeating and getting used to the phrase. So I do it a few times. And then I always try to have some sort of multimedia in there, whether it's a video, a song, just anything. You can even make your own. Sometimes I make my own audio recordings with my friends. It takes 5 seconds to do. Not 5 seconds. It takes like 5 minutes to do. So this was a grammar game show. And then I always try to do a game. It's impossible to always do a game, but try to do it as much as possible, in my opinion, because if they're having fun, they're gonna remember it more. So an example of a game is charades. So here I have a picture of what to do. And then I always have the instructions written down. Some of these students are not great at listening, but they're good at reading. So if they're just listening to you, they might not understand. But if they're listening and reading at the same time, it's very, very helpful. So I have it point by point. And then I will also act out what to do. So either by myself or my co-teacher will help me act it out. This really helps them understand what they're supposed to do. So write it down, act it out, and have pictures if you can. Again, another source of media I like to use are songs. I will have this printed out for them and each student will get a copy. So they only have to fill in the blank. When I use songs, I try to slow it down if I can. Sometimes on YouTube, it gets a little like weird or choppy when it's slowed down, but sometimes it works really well. So then I will ask them for the answers. And then I give them the answers. Raise your hand if you got 1 right, 2 right, 3 right. So at this point, this is usually enough for one lesson, but I personally always like to have an extra activity just in case. Because you never know if one class is really, really good at English and you finish an activity super fast. Or maybe a class just really isn't feeling the game and you gotta cut it short. So you need this extra activity because for me, I think it's easier to cut stuff out rather than have to add it in on the spot. So an easy activity to do is an interview. Again, write down the instructions, don't just say it. And I like to show them what to do. Some students are visual learners. So if you can, pictures or something like this. And then at the very end, I have a review and pretty much just going over the key expressions again and the main points. I don't always have time to do the review, but that's okay because in the next lesson, the Listen and Speak 2, I always start that lesson with the review of the previous lesson. By the time they see you again, it's been about a week. Elementary, it will be a little less, but they need that refresher. So yeah, that's my lesson. This is just how I do it. You do get into a routine and you kind of just gotta make it your own. So I hope that helped. That's all there really is to it. If you have any more questions about lesson planning, comment below and I will read them. If you want to see anything else about teaching or just life in general in Busan, comment below and let me know. I want to make videos that you want to watch, so tell me what you want and I'll do it. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.